Hey, it's Danny B here again. Now that you've set up your Flippa account, how about we just go and sell a website? And the key to getting the most out of your Flippa sale is preparation. An important thing to remember here is that proof will always trump potential. So we need to gather all the proof we can to back up any claims that we'll be making in our sales listing. So what do we need? Well, for starters, you've gone through the challenge, so you'll have analytics installed on your site. And this is the perfect way to show proof of traffic. Flippa make it really easy to import your Google Analytics report right into the sales page, and we'll go through that. Now, if your website has generated any income, you need to show proof of that income. Now, this will be either income through AdSense, affiliate commissions, or even sales of your own product. Just have all this information on hand for when we require it during the auction. It's also important to gather all your information into a file, all your URLs, usernames and passwords for any properties you're selling as part of the package, whether it be Facebook account, Twitter, just anything. Just have it all on hand, so when it comes time to change things over to the new owner, you're not left looking for passwords and things like that. I'm going to show you the basics of setting up a Flippa auction. There are a number of paths you can follow when selling on Flippa, but we're just going to cover the core of what is required to run a successful sale on Flippa. So, let's jump in and sell a website. Okay, so let's sell some websites. Just click on this button here and we come to this Sell Your Website page. Have a bit of a read through here, some great tips. Now all we have to do is enter the URL of the site we're going to sell and click the Sell button. Now this will take us through to the page where we enter all the details about the site we're selling, and we'll go through those step by step. It's a great step-by-step process here that Flippa take you through. It's very intuitive and very easy to follow. So we'll just click on enter the basic listing details. First thing we do is we give it a title. Now the title is where copywriting skills come into play. So you need something that's going to catch the attention of any potential buyers. And again, stress, you have to be upfront and honest about things. So I like a heading describing the site and a feature that will attract people. So in this case, this site's ranked #1 in Google with a PR of 3, and it's a parenting website, so I'll put that in the title. So it's all about capturing attention. Now listing lengths, I like anything between 5 and 7 days, so I'll put in 6 days. Now the URL, it's an established website and it's an auction listing, as simple as that. So just hit save. Next, we're going to hit enter description. Now this is where we get to sell the website and copywriting skills come into play here. What we're doing here is telling the story about the website. It's where you acquired the website, what you've done with it to get it to the position it is now where you're selling. And again, you have to be honest and upfront. So here we're talking about a bit of history, some statistics, and we start listing features and then benefits. And at the end, I like to include what they're getting with the sale and what's going to happen post-sale. So it's important to let people know what you're going to do and what you're not going to do as part of the sale. So we just punch that all in here, tell the story, hit save, and move on to the next bit, which is, if you have a look here, you get to preview the actual listing itself. So again, go through, but make sure that it's telling a story. There is a little bit of HTML that you can use in creating these listings, and it's basic HTML. There's nothing complicated here. Things like bold and font colors and just punctuation and just little things. And it pays here now when you're studying other auctions on Flippa and see what catches your eye. And I like to incorporate that stuff in here. Here, I've things like we'll bold certain lines just to grab attention. Nothing fancy, because you don't want to see it full of colors and bells and whistles. It's just a basic description of the site. So the next thing we'll do is enter in revenue details. Now here we just give a description of the revenue, the kind of revenue it is, how much it is and where it's come from. It's about telling the truth. And even if the site is new and you haven't been making any income, I just put that in there saying, this is a new site and so far, no income. It's as simple, it really is as simple as that. Again, we can do some formatting in here as well. We can italicize, just basic formatting, just to grab attention again. So it's as simple as that. Just save. And then we move on to the next step, which is entering traffic details. Again, this is just a descriptive box again. And we just enter in. We talk about here the traffic, where it's coming from. Is it organic or is it pay-per-click? Just to give potential buyers the information they need to make a decision on whether this is a site that they would be interested in. So again, with this site, it's purely organic traffic. And we're getting around 1,000 unique visitors a month. So we'll just include that in there. Next thing is site age. And we just put in the established day of the website. We need to be accurate here. So it's just a matter of punching in the date. Clicking on save. And now we'll set our bidding options. Now, I like most of my sites to be no reserve, so a dollar reserve, dollar starting bid. And if you're including a buy it now price, just pop that in here. So I'll set this one at $1,000 buy it now price. I like all my bidders to pay via PayPal, so I'll put in my PayPal address in here. There is an escrow option in Flippa, but you'll hardly ever use it. It's for really, really high-end stuff, and you find that nearly all transactions work through PayPal. So it's a matter of just pressing save here. And I've made a mistake. So reserve price needs to be a $1 minimum, starting price at $1 minimum. And I'm accepting bids from all bidders so that I don't have to go in and approve everything. Set it right now price at $1,000 for this site. Put in my PayPal address. Next, we need to verify the ownership, and it's a great system that Flippa have in place so that you can actually prove that the site's yours. It's a good safety clause. Now, you can either upload a file or add a meta tag to your website. Both work fine, but I prefer the meta tag option because it's just the way I learned how to do it and the way it's easiest for me to do. So I'll show you how I do it. I just actually copy the code itself and then log into the dashboard of the actual website. So we're in here now and we're going to be looking for the editor page. It looks scary. There's not much to it. So we're going into the header page of our WordPress blog. So we've copied this and we're putting it between the header and the first body section. So I'm looking for, there's the head section, so just above that. So I'm just pasting that in there. Update the file, then head back into Flippa and verify the tag now. And Flippa will do this automatically. They've checked, so it's been verified. So as you see, we're 100% done and ready to go. If we check through the listing, we can review, see that our stats are here. Flippa have collected some stats on our behalf. Automatically, just have a look through the listing. You can make any changes you want here. I just like to check through and make sure everything reads properly. Now that we've completed the must-have section, I like going through the recommended options. First one is payment options. Again, just PayPal is all we're going to accept. So we hit save. Now these options are just to give more authority to your sale. Now revenue figures. Again, we have the option of we can either offer a monthly timeline where we can show figures for each month. And again, you need to have some sort of proof if you're making these claims here. Historical estimates, these not so much require proof. Again, you're just making an estimate and people will see it as such. And third option, you know, if, like, well, look at this website, you know, we're roughly making $50 gross, $45 profit a month. But if it has no revenue at all, just hit the no revenue option. The next thing, traffic figures. Again, we're just showing, we can back this up with our Google Analytics report, but, you know, we'll show actual figures here. We're getting, you know, with this particular site, you know, we're getting about 1,000 uniques a month, and on average 4,000 page views a month. Now the stat counter project, ignore that. That's not going to apply to most websites you'll be selling, so it's a matter of saving that. Monetization methods, we'll click on that, and we're just listing where the revenue is coming from. So for this site, it's affiliate income and advertising sales. So you'll just click the ones appropriate to your business. Now, when it comes to content, you know, is the content unique or not unique? Now, this website, the content isn't unique, but the design is unique. So we're going to press that again. You've just got to be upfront and honest. Now, the final one is we're going to add some tags to our listing. These were for people searching through Flippa for particular sites. We'll just add the appropriate tags for our business. Now this one's a blog. Now, fun tag for the main monetization method. The tags do come in handy, and you pick up a bit of traffic for people looking for specific type of site. Now it's a WordPress blog. Put that in there. And click on save. Now there's an option here for a confidential listing, which again, you're not going to be using for most sites you sell. It's really for something if you want to hide it from the niche industry you're in. Now the most important thing here is we're going to add our actual Google Analytics reports. So I suggest you have a read through this. It's a bit of a process, but it's not a difficult one. So all we're doing is we're going into our Google Analytics dashboard, and then we're going to email the actual report. Now the recipient will be these details here that we get from Flippa, and just fill it out as described here. And what happens is Google Analytics report will automatically get sent to our Flippa auction listing. It's a really good way of actually showing, you know, proven traffic statistics. And if you've gone through the challenge, you know, you will have analytics installed correctly on your website. So now we're just having a look through. It's a dollar auction, $1,000 buy it now price. The registration date we've got in here. You get to do a final check through here. Now, possible copies, that means this website has 72, you know, articles that aren't original. Now there are options here. Go through, you can promote your listing. Attachment manager is something I really recommend you do. Now what I like to do is just click on here and you you include any photos or screenshots you have of your auction, which is a great selling point if people can just look through and you've got images of the product or anything. Video, I like to do a video walkthrough through most of them. That's just using a simple screen capture like Jing or Camtasia, and just doing guided tour of the website. So you can click to any videos if the video happens to be of a product that you're selling, just anything that adds value to the website. Having a look, and it's pretty much ready to go. So all we need to do is just click the Start My Listing. We can delay the time, but I just like to hit it straight away and we're off and running. So to recap, always tell the truth, and list features and benefits. Make the headline compelling because we want to attract as many people as we can because we're competing with everyone else selling a website on Flippa. So we want to grab people's attention. Again, it's got to be honest, upfront, nothing overhyped, just a simple, compelling headline. Now, everything we need to keep simple. As I showed you, the formatting of the sales copy, and because you'll see sites on Flippa that are just full of bells and whistles and they just look awful, distracting. We just want simple copy that tells a story and is authentic and interests people. We're showing features, then benefits to the final buyer of why they benefit from buying this website from us. And we use stats to back up everything that we claim, because as I said earlier, if we can't prove any claim, it didn't happen as far as we're concerned online, because you've got to back everything up. Now, include post-sale. The biggest downfall I see with Flippa sales is that people aren't including what they're actually going to do, or more importantly, not prepared to do once the sale is complete. So always make sure that as part of the sales letter, you include exactly what's going to happen at the end of the sale. Whether you're just going to transfer a backed up copy of the website for the new owner to install, or you're actually going to offer a full installation service where you actually go into their server and install and configure the website. So that's up to you of how you want to handle it, but just make sure you're clear in the sales copy. And that's really it for setting up. And then the next video, we'll go through how to run the actual sale and what happens when it's all finished. I'll talk to you then.